Welcome aboard everyone, Simon here from the Whales of Wall Street. Guys, we're going to be looking at XDC today. Before we go into the chart, I'm going to throw a load of stuff at you. So we're kind of trying to sort of do a new themed sort of topic, at least once a week, on unpopular opinions. Now, one of these recently, from a load of comments out there on some of our videos around XDC saying this is a scam coin. There's been a lot of talk. I think it was Crypto Dynasty who disappeared off the face of the earth after going on an absolute Barney of a rampage around how it's a scam and this, that and the other, who's involved, and then just disappeared. So all the credibility of what he was thinking about just went out the window. Now, like I said, don't know the full ins and outs. I'm sure they'll be back at some point, but a bit embarrassing. We've all been there. Let's move on. But guys, I want to throw some really cool stuff at you right now. Not to necessarily completely prove that XDC isn't a scam, because I don't think it's a scam in general anyway. I've done a massive amount of research over the multitude of time that I've been investing in XDC and will continue to bag it. But I thought I'd pull this out first of all. So this is from Water Blue, really cool. So what I actually done here is that this is the April's version of holdings. Okay, we're going to compare that with the October one that he's put out quite recently. But of course, he mentioned back here in April about the contracts number increasing will be a sign of real world utility picking up. Now that's referring to this down here, so the contractual aspect of XDC being utilized in the real world, activation perspective. And you can see here the amount of accounts and based on how much balance there is. So I will openly admit I'm a minnow. Okay, so I think it's quite funny. Let us know in the comments below, if you're holding XDC, what whale ranking are you? I think this is quite funny, and I'm very much happy to call myself a minnow, because even on April's perspective, it looks like we are holding a relatively good amount. We're at least in the kind of like the 30 or 25 to 30% bracket. So I don't have a gigantic amount like I'm sure many of you out there do, but I feel like I'm on the path to some greatness with this project. And you can see, of course, this person up here, or 7 accounts, have over 1 billion XTC. So there's a multitude of different levels. It's really interesting. I'm guessing these are massively early adopters unless they got an absolutely phenomenal amount of cash available. But what this is emphasizing is, and I will recommend questioning anyone that says that this is a scam coin, to ask yourself really, in terms of the monetary value of this, is it really a scam coin? Let's have a look at October. So this is really interesting. So we've got the values added here. It's great work, by the way, from Water Blue here, and absolutely phenomenal what he's done with this data. But look at that, just switching back and forth. So the accounts, 19,563, now 566,000. Okay, so we're well over the 500,000 mark. That could be easily 1 million by the end of the year as XCC gains awareness, more wallets are opened. But look at this, contracts, 395 from 86, absolutely phenomenal. And of course, there's an increase in the master nodes as well in terms of the application of improvement of the network and everything like that. But of course, yeah, there's a number of aspects that he's taken out of this. So take it with a slight pinch of salt there. It might be a bit inaccurate, but it's very much as accurate as it can be, really, to be honest. But what you can also see is the development of the amount of accounts held. Now, just for example, here down at this minnow level, 871865, you've now got, look at those, substantial amounts coming in right now. The top level here, guys, is over $3 billion, I believe. That is incredible. $3.5 billion is located in XDC amongst 7 accounts, and that's just the top level. Look at all that. And what I should do is really put this in an Excel sheet myself and work out how much monetary value that is. But, oh, here we go. He's such a good person. $4.2 billion. Now, you tell me, if this is a scam coin, do you honestly think that over $4 billion would be invested in this right now? Really? absolutely mental. The amount of XDC that's burning is continuously, increasing, of course, and the amount of minted as well, adding to the supply there as well. So, look at this XDC in contracts. This is absolutely mental. So 1.9 billion of XDC is in contracts. It's absolutely fantastic to see this development over such a short space of time. And this is so early, guys. So massively early. Let's have a look at some other topics around here. So this was from a month or so ago about Trade Tech partnering with XinFin. Now, this is around the NFT transaction. We did cover this a few videos back, so I'm not going to go into massive detail, but I just want to emphasize that NFTs aren't just about collectibles, guys. They're not just about funny little graphic things. This is talking about NFTs on the substantial level, potential substantial level. If you look at a project like Boson Protocol, really fantastic website to go and check out, and great investment to take control, Boson. But they're very heavily involved in NFT application in real world versus digital. This is taking things to another level, guys. I'm talking about things like potentially trade of assets, trade of housing, real estate, all of these kind of things. Because an NFT, like it says here, is a unique unit of data. Okay, so it's on blockchain. Unlike the cryptocurrencies and aspect of that, it's very much something that's not like $1 note kind of thing. So 1-on-1 ratio is something that's traded or exchanged for another. It's non-fungible, hence the NFT aspect. Now, you've seen loads of stuff, as I mentioned, about collectibles and digital art and stuff, but actually there's a multitude of things on top of this. And then just the general aspect of how much XDC is approximately 3 million times lower than that of Ethereum mining in terms of energy consumption. But of course, it's one of the aspects here is the XDC fork of Go Ethereum. So of course, still XDC just need to hopefully move away from that Ethereum platform eventually, but I'm sure that'll come at some point because it is its own hybrid blockchain on that system, and I'm sure it will develop into further application to take itself off that. But just generally aspect of this key news here is this whole aspect of the trade exchanging. We're talking about like institutional wealth here. We're talking about trillions of dollars worth of market aspect here. So that's one of the key things there. Of course, we've had the recent announcement a couple of months ago as well about the blockchain-based payment platform WadsPay, utilizing a partnership with XDC XinFin on that as well. Then you're moving on to things like this. So ITFA, which we covered again a few videos back, but this is very much a gigantic amount of memberships on here. And we're talking again about trillions of dollars worth of memberships here. You've got Commonwealth Bank of Australia, absolutely huge. You've got Santander elements on here, ING Bank. I mean, if you're associated with these guys, then you just got to wake up. Smart contracts expected to increase efficiency and certainty in business and reduce the need for contracting parties. The amount of money, guys, that banking and the economies around the world are going to save using blockchain, let alone XinFin's blockchain hybrid networks, but just generally blockchain, guys, it is going to make things move faster and quicker. Development will be faster. Can you imagine the amount of money that countries can save in general across the multitude of different things around the world? Honestly, when everything really kicks on, I'm talking about proper projects like we call the XXX crypto, XDC, XRP, XLM. These are, in my opinion, are three very, very critical financial, institutional level aspects of blockchain and technology to take the world's economy to another level. And XDC has a gigantic advantage of being hybrid in the sense that it can operate for both private and public trade mechanisms. And of course, as we've seen, going back to this one, various different payment structures as well being powered by the system. So, being part of the ITFA has done them a world of good in terms of the ambition. And when people say to me, oh, well, XDC price is really low, well, of course, because we looked at the supply and everything just a second ago. But of course, this is so early. I'm talking about maybe 5-10 years time. You've got to anticipate, like CBDCs aren't fully integrated yet, and all this aspect of trade mechanism, full-on trade mechanism of NFTs and other asset incremental transactions across blockchain have not fully occurred yet. So we're very early in this, guys. And we've got here about the Blockchain Intelligence Group supports XinFin on its crypto investigation platform. Now, this leads very nicely into the next piece, but Blockchain Intelligence Group, very much around the aspect of the strength and stability of XinFin as a blockchain aspect. Again, talking about the NFT aspects, the trade tech news here, and just very much around this XDP POS 2.0. Just remember that for a second. We'll come on to that in a moment's time. But this relates really to this blockchain 4.0. So actually XDC XinFin is the first out there to be on what they call blockchain 4.0. So where it says here, blockchain 1.0 base layer 2 focus on smart contracts. As you've seen, a multitude of projects like Cardano, for example, recently announcing the contract aspect of their platforms. XinFin's way ahead of this, guys. Scalability 3.0. Now, you've got a lot of projects out there that haven't had the ability to do it themselves, and have therefore brought in projects that have had to do the scalability for them. Layer two applications and things like this. So these guys are doing it themselves. 4.0 now has a level of accountability to blockchains. What does that mean? Well, it's very much around essentially a new consensus. So hot stuff consensus mechanism very much around this aspect here. So pulling in things like, for example, the Byzantine fault tolerance. Now, I've done a lot of research on Byzantine quite recently for both my diploma in blockchain cryptocurrency and various other aspects of things as well. But this is very much, of course, you've got like the common consensus protocols of things like the proof of work mechanism, for example, like what Bitcoin operates on. You've got proof of stake, POS, which is massive, and pretty much a multitude of projects use that. And you've got POA as well now coming into more fruition as well. So they have like elements of the Byzantine, but applying this aspect or this protocol, this kind of leveled structure of security, is very much around helping that there's no controlled single kind of like authority of control. It's multiplied by actual various different parties, thus creating the full-on decentralized network, which is what, of course, in my opinion, is why I'm invested in crypto. I don't really like centralized systems. I'm more interested in decentralization, which is about the power of the people and about the ability to develop something that's not controlled by one party. That is what you want from a financial system, and that's arguably what XinFin is working towards, utilizing things like the Byzantine fault tolerance aspect. So you might consider that called BFT. Go and check your research out on that aspect, because it's really fascinating stuff. And you can read through these documents. I mean, I'm just going to goes down to some of these pages, mate. Like, guys, look at all this mathematical, gigantic equations here. You're telling me that people like things XTC is a scam when it's got all of this stuff in the back end? This isn't even JavaScript stuff. This is proper algorithm, mathematical equations on a consistent, millisecond basis to emphasize the fact that this can literally produce unbelievable amounts of transactions per second, and utilizing the consensus aspect and the responsiveness aspect of protocol mechanisms to really engage next level trading abilities, guys. Like I said, not just NFTs, not just finance, a multitude of different aspects. And the fact that they're working towards this blockchain 4.0, utilizing this kind of hot stuff consensus, which a lot of other projects are using, by the way, takes this project, in my opinion, to another level. And I'm quite amazed how undervalued XTC is in terms, it is and it isn't, in the sense that it's so early. Once these get fully switched on, guys, and I'm talking about like everyone waking up to this project, it is going to absolutely fly. And I don't believe XTC will be massive in the next maybe 6 to 9 months. That's not me putting a downer on anything. I'm anticipating potentially like 30, maybe 30, 40 cents in this bull run. We'll have to see how that plans out. Some of you might think I'm crazy. Some of you might be going, it's $1 and this and the other. I don't think that's possible in the short term, but in general, I think in the future, when you're talking about 5-10 years time, you're going to be laughing at the prices that we're at now. So when people are going, it's 10 cents, it's 9 cents, we'll just look at that as a massive opportunity to bag the most ridiculous thing that's undervalued and under the radar. It's unbelievable. So again, check these documents out. I'll try and leave links to them. But accountability and forensics in blockchain is very important when you're talking about trade finance, guys. So obviously the algorithm of blockchain doesn't allow you to see, of course, a direct because of GDPR and this, that, and the other. But KYC and KYB in particular is very important when it comes to consensus aspects of blockchain. So accountability and forensics give that whole entire traceability of everything, like blockchain, of course, provides. But utilizing the integration of things like APIs and other aspects of XDC puts this on another level, guys. And they talk about this heavily. Blockchain 4.0 and the 2.0 XPOS system of XDC, military grade. Okay, when they say military grade, they mean this is virtually unhackable. And using the Byzantine, so Byzantine works on the algorithm, basically, if I remember correctly from my notes, is the aspect of like the various node application that one can fail, okay, but 1/3 of the aspect can fail, but the other two cannot. And it's there's a not massive amount of projects out there that can be applied with this theory and protocol. So these guys are ahead, as it mentions here. It's very much around the masternodes application, essentially kind of, what would be the word, like strengthening and enhancing and basically fortifying your transactions to another level. And when you're talking about trade finance, guys, I'm talking about multi-billions of asset movements on a daily basis, multi-trillions of dollar markets. You need something that is capable not only of the transactional speeds and the aspect of that, but the actual forensic aspect of transaction following and storage, the data protection to a level that could be controlled to an extent that is that military grade, guys. So that is very much a very top line. Like I said, I'll leave in the links to this. I've read through majority of this. I've not got to the final pages yet, but it's absolutely fascinating. If you're really interested in this stuff or you want to learn some more, what I would do, guys, is general practice, and again, I'm learning things all the time. Here we go. Look, I mentioned about the blockchain 3.0 and the transition to 4.0. If you get stuck with any of the words, just Google them, and then you can start puzzling together and piecing together the aspect of what they're talking about. So if you do struggle with some of the terminologies, that's totally understandable, because I'm still new personally. I've only managed to pick up majority of them because of what I've been learning on the outside, as it were. But do check out that. Don't ever be put off. It's always great to learn new stuff. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'm more than happy to help you guys. Like I said, I don't know everything, but I have a good idea of most of these aspects. So we're all here to help each other, and I don't want anyone to be put off. Some people just invest and go, well, yeah, this is great technical, and then already we're talking about, let's just invest. But generally speaking, like when you're doing your research, it's really important to understand the structures and the aspect of how these things are built and what they're doing. And someone asked in the comments the other day as well, where I did my diploma and stuff. I'm just waiting for a referral link, which will help basically both of us get rewarded, in the sense that I can learn more stuff, and you guys can obviously get involved in learning yourselves about blockchain and things. So I think it's really interesting topic, and certainly helped me with my investment aspect of research and stuff like that. So just wanted to help you guys out there, and like I said, don't be put off by this. There's always a chance to learn new things, guys. So, and then to finally wrap that up, guys, just generally XinFin, of course, a lot of people know Quincy Jones. I've reached out to him to see if he'll come and do a video with us. That'd be incredible. There's a multitude of different software engineers. You've got a multitude of different developers and investments in this aspect. It's massive. It is absolutely massive. There was rumor or talk that they do share offices with Ripple. I'm not sure if that's tied or not. But that's all great interest, and I'm sure along the way there'll be more integrations with this kind of thing, because for blockchain to work properly, you need interoperability with other projects. And we've seen with XinFin in the previous video about the bridging with DASL, which was absolutely massive in terms of the ledger systems. So we're on our way, guys. We're so early, we're on our way. It's so exciting. But I would like to get to the jellyfish level, I think. Being stuck as a minnow kind of makes me feel bad, but it's better to have some than none, right? And I think actually in the new format, I think we're in like the 2%, which is quite amazing, really. So not the 1%, but the 2%. I'm happy with second tier. Let's go. But let us know in the comments below, as I said, which fish are you when it comes to XDC, and hopefully let us know if there's any questions you have on XinFin or anything that we've gone through today. But I just wanted to reiterate, this is not a scam. Now, let's just pay attention, guys, to the chart. Smash that like button if you're liking what you're hearing or seeing. We're just going to go for some top level analysis here. We're still floating around this 10-cent mark, guys. It's incredible. So in the previous video that we did, we were saying that we needed the 10-cent support. I thought we were going to take up, but of course we had the Bitcoin reduction in leveraging failures that brought us down. People were attacking me in the chart, in the comments. I was like, well, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that was going to happen, but it's happened. And I will reiterate what I said in previous videos, guys. Like, this is so early. I welcome drops right now because I think in the long term, this is going to be way out of the park. Let us know what you think the price could be at the end of this year. But just generally speaking, like I said, I think it would potentially get to 30 cents. I mean, some of these fib retracements are taking us up to around 22. I think there will be a bit more of an intake to that. But I mean, actually, to be fair, the top level up here is saying like 80 odd cents based on the low to top that we've got currently. I'm not sure if 80 cents is possible in this upcoming run. We'll have to see, but it's easy enough to say, look at the amount of accounts and contracts that are being built on XDC, you know, over even just the last 6-7 months. So it could potentially be possible. I was sort of aiming around sort of 30 cents. Maybe that's low balling, but let us know what you think the end of the year prediction will be for XDC. A couple of other observations, guys, before we kind of wrap up this aspect of the chart. So we're still in kind of like a sell mode at the moment. It is cooling off, which is good to see. I'm just going to pull up the MACD so we can see this in a bit more detail. So what we've got here is 3 different lines actually. So we've got the RSI. So if you pay attention to the left hand side, this is the RSI indicator. We're currently floating around 37. So it's a very good buy opportunity. It's not financial advice, obviously. Obviously, to get it a couple of days ago, I did bag some around 8 cents something, 8.7 or 8.8 cents. I just thought, wow, brilliant. It's come back to these levels that I haven't seen since, what was it, August. So it's kind of disappointing in the sense that it's not moving up, but it's great to be buying even more of it. I want to get to a bigger fish status, right? So we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, I think very much stabilizing, getting nearer that RSI a bit more stable. The histogram is showing the selling volume is cooling off slightly. So hopefully we can switch this over within the next sort of 7 days or so. You see the gap is narrowing slightly on the MACD. So I'm very interested to see how this plays out through the rest of the week. We will do an update video at the end of this week as well to see if that sort of maintains. But pulling back to the main chart area, so of course today we've had nice resistance here around this sort of 0.0927 mark. Yesterday, very much the same thing. So we've had nice profit taking, to be honest, because we did hit the 10.44 and we dropped back down. So yes, I said in the previous video we're looking for 10-cent support, but actually I'm not mad about this because we've had a few corrections here. And I think, but just generally the volumes, guys, the volumes are quite big every day. And that's indicating to me that actually, there's still massive belief in this. And we've shown you clearly that this is a massive opportunity for accumulation. People are taking advantage of these drops because they know what the future holds. I'm not bothered about the price this year. I don't plan to touch any of it unless it goes mental, and I will probably have to. Because that's a great way for me to potentially accumulate, but everyone's got their different strategies. For me, I'm doing this for like the 5-10 years time, or certainly in the next bull run at least, to have a good go at potentially trading some in 3 or 4 years time, if that's the way it goes. But like I said in many videos, the winter market doesn't apply to all crypto assets because we're in an adoption stage for a lot of this stuff. And imagine if in a year or two's time the complete switch on of CBDCs and stuff, well, XLM, XRP, XDC, all these kind of projects will be flying, irrespective of the market situation. So just keep an eye on that. But like I said, whether it's 10 cents, 8 cents, 7 cents, 12 cents, I truly believe again, not financial advice, I truly believe this is a phenomenal opportunity. It's like it's clinging onto us to say, look, how many more chances do you guys want before we start going up? Let us know what you think about that comment in the comments below. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Do you think it's a scam coin? Let us know. We're going to wrap that up there, guys. Hope you found this fun and informative. We're looking forward to the next XDC update. We'll see you in the next video. Take care and bye-bye.